Hiya guys, it's Talon here. When I first started doing scenarios for Train Simulator, I watched quite a lot of YouTube videos about how to do it, and they were really complicated. And I was thinking at the time, my god, all I want is a simple tutorial telling me this is how I do it, and I can do it. So that's what I thought I'd do, is a very basic tutorial series on how to create your own scenarios. We're going to be starting this with a really simple one. All it's going to have is a couple of trains and a very simple timetable. So, I'm going to go to build. We're going to be choosing the route that we're going to be doing this on. Now, I've already actually just dabbled this once, so I've already got Riviera line in the 50s selected. We could click Portsmouth Direct Line, for example, but the one that we want is Riviera line in the 50s for this. Now, we click New Scenario, and it'll ask us what we're going to call it. Now, what I'm going to do is just a very simple little freight train down to Brixham Harbour, which is going to be name Brixham fish train. This is going to be a standard scenario. We're going to be starting in Kingswear. Now all of this, you can call it whatever you like. Stick with standard scenario for now, it's the simple one. Again, you know, if you've chosen a different route, you'll have different options, but this is just to show you how to do it. So, create, and now we wait about 10 minutes for it to load in. So yeah, basically this tutorial is going to be a really simple one, just showing you how to get yourself driving a train in your own scenario. One that I'm going to be doing very soon is I've got the Castle DLC, and one of the things it says in there is that you've got the option of headboards. You know, for example, the Cornish Riviera Express and all that. And for the life of me, I could not figure out how to do it until I worked out how to do it. So one of the future tutorials for this is definitely going to cover the headboards. It's a very simple system, especially with the castles. So that will be a future one. I'm going to be showing a very simple way of adding an AI train in this, but we'll cover that again in a future scenario, future tutorial. Right, so here we are in Kingswear. Now, what we're going to do is, first things first, this box on the right hand side has got a habit of vanishing. It's already got our title in place. Description, fish train to Brixham, description, briefing, drive a basic fish train from Kingswear to Brixham. That's fine. Next box down is the author. Well, of course, we want people to know who did it. This box here is where you're starting from, so that's going to be Kingswear. The date doesn't affect anything. Difficulty, if that was 0, it would be very simple. 1 means it will have 2 bars, so 1's absolutely fine. It's going to be a nice and simple one. Duration, this is only going to be about 20 minutes long. This one's an important one. Now, this is time of day. Now, let's think about this. Let's have an early morning freight train. So let's start. I always start the time here 2 minutes before I intend the train to leave, because that way it gives you time to get used to it, sort of get yourself prepared and all that. So I think that a fish train, don't know, might leave here at 7 in the morning. So we're going to start this at 6:58, and it's going to be a cloudy autumn day. So that's that all dealt with. Now that can go. Over on the left hand side, this, you got the top one, second one down. This is where you can add absolutely anything. Now, all this will have for now, I'm going to be covering DLCs later on. All this will have for now are the trains and the carriages and so forth that already come with that route. So, for example, with the Riviera line in the 50s, you get the Grange locos, you get the King locos and all that. The only problem with this is, if we were to select King Loco BR Blue and dink it down, it'll only be the very front part of the train. It won't have the tender, and so forth, so we'll delete him. If we click the third one across, which is Consists, and now we click King BR Blue, there, you'll notice it's got the tender on it as well. So, we're going to be finding a little pannier tank for this. It's going to be a nice simple little scenario. Right, so this one here has got the pannier with 3 coaches, pannier 5 coaches, pannier light engine, clean, weathered 3 coaches, weathered 5 coaches, and weathered light engine. We'll go with weathered light engine, put him down somewhere over, where do we want him to start? So I think, yeah, siding over here is quite a nice one. So we'll put him down there. We'll go back to the engines and tenders and we'll find the, if I can find it. Oh, sorry, carriages. Where's the fish one gone? I know it's around here somewhere. Fish van. There we go. So, we'll give him some fish vans behind him. Ooh, missed. How many do we want to give him? It's only a little pannier, so I don't want to give him too many. That'll be absolutely fine. So, might even give him a little brake van as well. If I can find it. Standard van. Towed brake van, there we go. Now, if it goes the wrong way around, like that just has, click it, it'll come up with the arrows, click that, it goes the other way. Likewise with the engine. If you click that, click the arrow, you'll face the other way. So that's perfect for us right now. Facing forwards. So, that's our train. Now, what number is it? 7745. Next thing to do is, the problem is, if we were to start this scenario right now, the computer wouldn't actually know what to do with that train. It wouldn't even appear, because he's got no instructions, it's just a dead scenario. So the first thing we have to do is tell the computer that we're going to be driving that train. So top left box, we'll click the driver icon, click the train, there we go, little driver symbol above it. And we go down to timetable. It goes on to this view here, and you can see the map now. There's our train up there. I'm actually going to rename this as 7745. Ooh, not 445, 7745. You'll notice that the time is already starting at the time the scenario starts. That's perfect. So, these two boxes, we're going to be telling it it's our own train. This box here is saying this is the one that the player drives. This is saying you start unloaded. Well, for a freight train that really doesn't matter. So, what we're going to be telling it is that we are going to be driving straight down to, where do we want to end up in Brixham? Brixham siding one would be nice. So up here, in the timetable view, we've got stop at destination, we've got pick up passengers, we've got refuel, various other things. This one, again, there's no passengers, just a simple little scenario. Stop at destinations, click the hand, and we'll be telling it we're going to be stopping at Brixham siding 1. Now, the important thing with the player train, we could, just give you an example here, right, then say we're going back to Kingswear. So, you know, if you want to add another instruction, we go down here, Kingswear platform 1, whatever. So that's then telling the computer that we're going down to Brixham, then we're coming back to Kingswear. We're not, we're just going to be going straight to Brixham and finishing. So, after your very last instruction, we click this button here, which is final destination. And our final destination is not Exeter, Brixham siding 1, and that's just completed our train off. Now, if we run that, that's going to work. It's going to be absolutely fine. So I could show you, but there's not really much point. My only problem with that is it's going to be a really boring scenario, because there's absolutely nothing going on apart from you driving straight down there. So we're just going to add something else for a bit of scenery, really. So let's have a think. If we want a static train, for example, we'll come to consists. Let's think we could have a hall with 7 coaches parked up at the station here. Now, if he's going nowhere, you don't actually need to give him a driver. You know, that's fine. But we could... what could we do? I think the station's actually okay. What we'll do is a little bit further down the route, around about here. We're just going to do a little... let's have a think. How about a Grange with a few coaches? Grange with 5 coaches. That's perfect. So, which Grange is it? It is 6817. So we'll give him a driver because he's going to be moving. We'll go back to timetable view. We'll go down to 681. Oh, so there's one. Call him 6817. Because he's not our train, we just leave that box blank. And we're going to be telling the computer that he's going to be going straight to Brixham siding. Not Brixham, no, he's going to go to Kingswear, isn't he? Right. Where are we here? Somewhere down here. We're going to be telling him that he's going to be going to Kingswear platform 2. So, go to. Kingswear platform 2. And that will work. We don't need to give him a final destination because it's a computer train. The only thing I will show you is that's go to. Now you obviously know how to use that by now. If we just delete that, we'll actually give him this instruction instead, passenger 1, and I'll show you why in a second. So if we just say passenger 1 at Kingswear platform 2, and that's fine, and what that'll do now is it'll at least give us something else to look at. We could add another couple of trains further down the route, not really necessary because I'm just showing you how to do a basic scenario. So now, let's start and see what happens. So save changes, yeah, we can save changes. It will take a little while for the computer to load up for this. Eventually. Now you've seen how easy that is so far. And that's just with a couple of trains. Now if you go on to the bigger scenarios, which we will do at some point, then of course it gets a bit more complicated. So here's our train. Now what we're going to do is we'll show you this really quick. We'll actually leave this one of ours alone at the moment. This is that static train that we put there. You can see he's actually in steam, he's just not going anywhere, but there's a bit of scenery for us to look at. What I want to show you really quickly is this one up here. Now do you remember we told him to load passengers at platform 2. So we'll just follow him for a second and see what he does. Maybe I put them a bit too far back, but it's like I say, it's all scenery. That's our little train. Now, just while he's coming in, if I just show you the instructions here, see, it's actually telling us, same as it would in a real scenario, that we're going straight to Brixham siding 1. There's no time. We'll come on to that in another tutorial, but it's a very basic one. So, here he comes into the platform. Now, of course, ours is drivable. I will just start driving him just so you can see. Brakes are already off with a bit of power. Our one. So I'm just following this one into the station just to show you something really quickly. So there's our fish train. Now you remember that we gave him the pick up passengers instruction. The reason for that was simply because if we'd have just given him the go-to instruction, it doesn't really matter for an AI train, but it would do for your own one. If we'd even given him the go-to instruction, he wouldn't have done anything when he got here. He just would have been static. The difference this makes is when he pulls up now, the doors will open. as if he's picking up passengers, which just adds a bit more to the realism, I guess. That's pretty much it. But here we go, and there we go. Doors are open, and away we go. So yeah, if we wanted to carry this on, you know, we could drive our little train all the way to Brixham. Other than that, that's how you create a basic scenario. So hope that's helped, and yeah, I'll join you again for another tutorial.